All right, we're just about set for football. The crowd is definitely ready. So are we. Off we go on EA Sports. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense ready to take the field for the first time. They are led by their quarterback, the future Hall of Famer, Aaron Rodgers.
I had a coach tell me earlier in my career, Mike, specifically about the quarterback position. If you don't have fast feet, you better have a fast mind. And here we have a guy that has played a lot of games under center. He has seen a lot of football, and while he might not be as mobile, he might not have the arm strength to make all the throws he had earlier in his career, that experience behind center, that experience being in these moments before, man, having that quick mind, there's not a whole lot of defense is going to throw at him that he hasn't seen.
From the gun, Rodgers. He's got Freiermuth open on the left side. They'll come up to 3rd and 3. They send Freiermuth, the tight end, in motion. It's a pickup of 12. Good for a Steeler first down.
Over the last couple years, Mike, we've seen the trend in the NFL is that 3rd down has really become a passing down, but not here. Not for this team. They keep the ball on the ground. They're able to pick up a big gain. Fresh set of downs.
A give, and here's Johnson. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a first down. A pickup of 9.
When the offense broke the huddle in a line, Mike, I think everybody in the stadium knew this was going to be a run, but the offense is kind of saying, okay, line up. I dare you to try to stop us, and right now this defense has no answers.
A shotgun snap, and they'll give it to Johnson. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
You can see the running back. He's waiting patiently for that cutback lane to open, and it just never did. Great job by the defense, continuing to string that play out sideways, and they're able to take him down for a loss.
They'll try to run for it with Johnson. And it looks like he's got enough for the first down. Let's wait for the mark. Yes, that run, that's enough to move the chains.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down.
A throw left side, but it's incomplete.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down?
And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
They'll try and run it here with Warren.
Well, we have an early decision here, Mike. How aggressive does this coach want to be on this 4th down try? I think you got to keep your offense out there. You have a prime opportunity to take the fight to them, extend this drive, and hopefully be able to come away with points.
Now on 4th down, the veteran Chris Boswell on for the Steelers. Officially an even 50-yard attempt. Boswell's kick is good. And the Steelers will take a 3-0 lead.
A lot of times as an offensive player, you come off the field, you're not thrilled to end a drive like this with a field goal. But I think in this case, you can label it a success. You were able to operate your offense. You were able to quiet this crowd just a little bit and come away with an early lead.
Three points on that opening drive. We'll see the response as the kick's away. This will be returned from the 6. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Colts offense going to take the field here for the first time. They're led by their man at quarterback out of the University of Florida. It's Anthony Richardson.
I think we're seeing this so often now in the modern NFL is quarterbacks who can hurt you both improv as a scrambler and also with designed runs coming out of the huddle. So this is a tricky situation. Guys who can run with this kind of speed, you have to be very careful how you pass rush them. You're not just rushing to a spot. It's not just an X behind the center. You got to try to corral him and keep him in the pocket because when he escapes, big plays are to be had. You hear quarterback coaches say it all the time. Let's get our guy easy completions. Well, that falls certainly into that category, Mike, but when you fail to connect on those, it just ends up being a wasted down.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Richardson to throw. He'll take a deep shot for downs. That one knocked away. It is incomplete. Very good job defensively. Stayed right with him and will bring up 3rd down.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it, continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them,
and they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a sack.
Sacks are drive killers. There is no greater correlation between a defense getting off the field and the ability to rush the quarterback. And when they come on 3rd down, that number just goes up.
The Colts about to kick this one away. As the drive went in the wrong direction, he's on to punt it away. And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. The visitors' offense ready to see the football for the 2nd time. They had the field goal on the opening drive to take the early lead, see if they can improve on it here. 3-0 is our score, and it's 1st and 10. Throwing, Rodgers. There's a short one caught by Freiermuth. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. On play action, Rodgers. A pass taken in by Johnson. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
The best quarterbacks, Mike, they don't necessarily even have to see the running back in the check down. They can just feel him. It allows them to keep their eyes downfield, allow their tight ends and wide receivers to continue to work open. In this case, nice job by the quarterback getting that ball in his hands and letting him do the rest after the catch.
So a lot of options on the table now. It's 1st and 5. On the handoff, it's Johnson. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Play fake. It's Rodgers. That's complete. Calvin Austin. And they will take him down at the 20-yard line.
Zone route running, Mike, is very simple. Once you come off the line of scrimmage after the ball is snapped and you know it's zone coverage, as long as it's sort of in the area the quarterback expects you to be, my rule was just run where they're not, and when he throws it, catch it.
He'll be taken down after a gain of 2. Give it right up the middle. Here's Johnson. Oh, and the rookie puts it on the deck. It's a fumble.
And as you can see with that fumble, Mike, it really just goes back to the fundamentals of how they're taught to carry the ball. And they talk about the points of pressure. And the biggest thing really, Mike, is you want the front tip of the ball, the part where your fingers cover, to always be higher than the back tip of the ball. So often you see that front tip go down, and it makes it so much easier for that defender to kind of rake it out. So you want pressure against the outside of the ball, both tips, the inside of the ball, and then keep that front point up.
And remember now, all turnovers have to be verified by a replay, so they might be taking a look at this one. At issue was the knee, or any other body part except the hand, down before the ball comes loose, and are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field? So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. 3rd down, 3 to go. Now a toss left side for Johnson. He's going nowhere. That call, not the right one. It's going to bring up 4th down.
The offense is trying to test the edges of the perimeter of this defense, Mike, but the defense is just too quick to the ball. Total team defense, pursuit, 11 hats to the ball carrier. It's exactly what we saw here. Keep that game to nothing.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Steelers, on the strength of 2 field goals, take a 6-0 lead.
So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on a drive, but at the same time, you don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case, they'll take those 3 points.
So the lead stands at 6-0 as this one is kicked off. Here's Gould on the return. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Colts offense ready to see what they can do on their 2nd possession. The deficit, 6 points. So a touchdown here would be mighty nice for the offense. See what they can do on this drive. 1st and 10. On the ground for the first time. Here comes Jonathan Taylor. Not much there. Maybe a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They go right back to Taylor. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. using formations, using run game and pass, unmask the defense, and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
And he'll get this up to the 44. Patrick Queen, the linebacker. They're on the tackle. Here's a 2nd and 6. To throw, it's Richardson. That's complete. Jonathan Taylor out of the backfield. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7.
You get so caught up defending all of these weapons all over the field, and it's sometimes really easy to forget about the back. And in this case, the quarterback does a nice job just dropping the ball off in his check down, and he lets him do the rest.
Richardson will give it to Taylor. He'll take this ahead for a yard, down to the 49, with Deshaun Elliott on the tackle. They'll toss this right side to Taylor. And he's not going to get away. They'll knock him back to his own territory. They get him on the other side of midfield.
I'd like to see that running back be a little bit more decisive with his cut, Mike. You can see he was a little hesitant, and once you're late making that decision, you just kind of get strong laterally. Great job there by the defense, and he has no choice but to take that loss.
From the gun on 3rd down, Richardson. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. A big gainer for Indianapolis. 31 yards.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Now Richardson. And that's incomplete. They couldn't connect. And that's how this first quarter will come to an end. So after 1, it's the Steelers with the early lead. We'll come back to Indianapolis in a moment. They'll go play action. It's Richardson. And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
Extra point attempt still to come. He's got it. And the Colts move out in front by a point. It's 7-6. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. On the return, it's Kenneth Gainwell. Oh, he's got room past the 30. They finally get him down, but he gets all the way up close to the 40-yard line. Following the kickoff, we have an injured player on the field. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. A first down throw from Rodgers. Metcalf left side, he's got it. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line.
And this is where the speed of your inside receivers are so critical. He lines up in the right slot. But Mike, look how far he covers to where he ended up receiving that ball. You can't have all day. Those defensive linemen, they are coming after your quarterback. So the speed in the slot is critical. That's a great example why.
That'll be caught by the running back, Warren. Now a flag comes in. It was thrown by the umpire. The pickup is 4, but usually that's a holding penalty. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. The tight end, Jonnu Smith, secures it. Well, they'll get the penalty yardage back here. Pickup of 10, and it will be 2nd and 10.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
2nd down, Rodgers. He'll tuck it and take off. Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a first down.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the first down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
Here comes a toss. Right. Here comes Johnson. And he's going to struggle to get back to the line. Maybe a yard. Zaire Franklin that time. There for the tackle. From the shotgun, it's A-Rod. That's over the middle and taken in by Freiermuth. Third and short yardage, it's Rodgers. He's got his tight end. That's Freiermuth. 11 yards on the pass there. That's a Steeler first down.
It's like a textbook, methodical, efficient NFL drive. 4 for 4 throwing the ball, mixing in some run. You're just marching the ball downfield at your will, and they get a fresh set of downs now to see if they can convert this nice drive into some points.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. A little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good gain.
2nd and a yard. Trying the left side, it is Johnson. And the Steelers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Now Rodgers. And he will take this one across into the end zone. Aaron Rodgers. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Initially looking to throw it for the touchdown, couldn't find anything, so Greggy takes care of business himself, using his legs for the touchdown.
Well, it was clear early on, Mike, that this defense was expecting the pass. And after matching all the receivers in the end zone, this quarterback realized quickly it was his legs that he was going to need to rely on to get the ball across the goal line.
Chris Boswell on for the point after. He knocks it through. And the Steelers are in the lead by the score of 13-7. Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. Here's Gould on the return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The home team's offense back onto the field for their next possession. They'll do so with 1st and 10. From the gun, Richardson. That's complete to his running back, Taylor. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Off the zone read, this is Richardson. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line.
So, Mike, at the core of a successful zone read play is that the quarterback understands which defender is he responsible for. That is the defender they're trying to put in a bind. In this case, he chooses the runner, the quarterback pulls the ball, and he's able to take off for a big gain.
On the handoff, it's Taylor. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down. Zone read, it's a give to Taylor. And he'll get back to midfield, so no gain on that one.
I know it's easy from up in the booth, Mike, but I think that's one of those zone reads where the quarterback needs to pull it and keep it himself. The defense was clearly keyed on the running back. Not much room in there, no gain.
Out of the shotgun, Richardson. He's got his man. That's down. A pickup of 12 yards. That's good for a Colts first down.
Mike, I think we make so much of all these fancy routes, right? The selling, the head fakes, getting in and out of the break. And while that's really important to create separation, that's really more of a man beater. That's when teams want to just play you one-on-one and you have to beat the defender. Against zone defense, like we saw here, it's a lot more simpler. Understand the concept of the play, understand where the holes in the defense are, and get there and be friendly to the quarterback. And if you're open, stay open. That's NFL route running. That's what the best guys do.
Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Throwing, Richardson. He's got a receiver. That's Michael Pittman. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Richardson. Looking middle, and he's got downs. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
I really like the balance that they've showed so far on this drive, Mike, and what that does is it makes the defense have to defend the entire field. The run game and the pass game, everything looks the same. There's no tells, so they can't afford to just dial up certain schemes to take away a run or a pass. They've got to defend the entire playbook, and so far they've done a great job on this drive doing just that.
Looking to keep a promising drive alive. It is 3rd and a yard. Richardson gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And he's going to have the first down. They convert on 3rd, and it sets up a 1st and goal.
What an impressive drive this has really been, and it's a combination of big plays and 3rd down conversions. Now after that last 3rd down pickup, it's 1st and goal. They got a chance to finish this really impressive drive and come away with 6.
And they are all over that on defense. Good surge, drops him back. Let's put him at the 9-yard line.
Sometimes you run all those big bodies out there, you kind of tip your hand. I always love going big jumbo personnel for a play action. In this case, they keep the ball on the ground. The defense knew it was coming, and they suffer a loss.
Zone read, and they hand it to Herbert. And he's going to be taken down as we hit the 2-minute warning here in this first half. Line of scrimmage, the 2-yard line. It's 3rd down and goal. Looks like a design run here with Richardson. And he's going nowhere on this one. Met and dropped behind the line, and now it is 4th and goal. The Colts now going to send out their field goal unit. This about as short as you can get. His kick is good. And the Colts will cut the lead from 6 down to 3.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in 1st and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. To return is Kenneth Gainwell. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. Steelers offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. From the gun, Rodgers. That's to the big tight end, Freiermuth. And he's taken down, but just shy of midfield.
We've really seen both teams have a lot of success moving the ball throughout this entire first half, and just seems this possession's going to be more of the same as they start this drive.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. That's caught. It's Roman Wilson. Rodgers. Over the middle, Metcalf has it. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but either way, you have the ball last before the end of the second quarter.
Now Pittsburgh will bang a timeout here. That's their second. The clock is stopped with 26 seconds until the break. Rodgers on first down. Throwing left side there, but it is incomplete.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
Rodgers here on second down. Metcalf pulls in that one. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
Here comes Chris Boswell to try a field goal. This about as short as you can get. 3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Steelers going to tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
So 2 seconds left to play, and the kick's away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. Richardson to throw it here on first down. And that is incomplete. One final chance does not work out. Time has expired. The first half has come to an end.
Okay, Mike, thank you. More from you and Greg in a moment. But for now, welcome one and all to our EA Sports Halftime Reports. These two teams leaving the tunnel, and we'll head out with them. It's time to send it back over to Mike Tirico and Greg Olsen.
Okay, Coach, thanks a bunch. We'll see which team's adjustment's going to pay dividends here. They're likely going to play a big role in who wins this one. Third quarter set to commence. And we're back underway here on EA Sports. Here's Gould on the return. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line. The Colts offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Now Richardson. Now he'll run it. And he'll be taken down as he takes it just shy of midfield.
The challenge of defending a dual-threat quarterback in the NFL, Mike, is that you just don't see them week in and week out, maybe like you do in college. So in this case, you defend everything perfectly downfield, but it's hard to account for a quarterback who can run. He escapes the pressure, tucks it down himself, and he picks up a big gain.
They'll run on first down with Taylor. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Now it's Richardson. He'll keep it. Oh, a loose football. One of the Steelers has it.
You know, it's amazing, Mike, that guys still end up fumbling the ball because I can tell you from experience, the first 15 minutes of every offensive practice is ball security circuit, and that could be a combination of multiple things. How to go to the ground without getting loose to the ball, almost like the art of falling. It could be running over bags or through bags as guys take swats at the ball trying to knock it out. There are so many ways to simulate what the game is like because at the end of the day, if you want to win in the NFL, protecting the ball is the #1 priority, and it cannot be stressed enough.
They'll start this on the ground with Johnson. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's 2nd and 6. Another run here with Johnson. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
This is where you have to be careful, Mike. You find yourself winning in the second half. Human instinct says, all right, let's just sit on the ball and protect the lead and let the clock run out. You can't do that. Stay aggressive. Do what got you here. Continue to mix the run with the pass. Keep your foot on the gas and try to extend this lead.
Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down. To throw, it's Rodgers. There's a short one caught by Freiermuth. And the tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line.
Every quarterback's dream is, can I get the ball out of my hand as fast as possible and get it to a guy that can do the rest after the catch? And it seems like nowadays, throughout the entire league, the best offenses thrive in yards after the catch.
A-Rod now to throw on first down.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback, understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver, who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
On the ground, this is Warren. Finding room to the 20. And he's going to be taken down. So they move inside the 20, 1st and 10 at the 18. Off the play fake, Rodgers. This one complete to Washington. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
On second down, a run with Johnson. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers.
When you start talking about the qualities of a top-tier back in the NFL, Mike, we all talk about size, speed, the ability to keep your feet, the ability to have balance at contact. But the part we don't talk enough about is patience, understanding the blocking scheme, the timing, when to hit the hole, as much as what hole to hit. And I think you get a great example of what that looks like when it all comes together. He takes advantage of the scheme, and next thing you know, he hits his head on the goalpost.
Two-point try coming up. Rodgers and the offense all set. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. That's going to be caught. So add a couple more points, and they add to their lead.
Mike, I think all of us can remember exactly where we were during a certain Super Bowl where throwing the ball this close to the goal line ended up being a disaster. But unlike that time, they ran this pass play to perfection, and the result, 2 points.
Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. Here's Gould on the return. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The Colts offense make their way out to take over once more. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Now Richardson. That's caught inside by Pittman on the slant. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Second down and 3. Here's Richardson. Going to keep this himself. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield.
This defense has had their share of troubles trying to contain this quarterback today, Mike. This time they go to the zone read. The defender goes after the running back, and the quarterback pulls it, keeps it himself, and has a huge gain for a 1st down.
On the give, this is Taylor. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Here's Richardson. And downfield, it is Downs with the catch. He is in. Josh Downs. Touchdown, Indy. What a job to finish the play with a touchdown. The catch and carry, and the carry part, Greg, that was the most impressive there.
Well, you said it, Mike. The catch was nice. But it's what can you do after the catch that really separates guys in this league. And in this case, he did plenty because it ended up in a touchdown.
Extra point attempt to come here. The kick is good. And the Colts back within 7. It's 24-17. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Patterson now to return it. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The Steelers offense and their running back set to go once more. And you have to imagine the defense is saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the third quarter. So they come to the line for first down and 10. Throwing, Rodgers. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass you say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up second down.
And up until this point, this has been an incredibly efficient game from this quarterback. I mean, it's hard to think. Here we are in the second half, and that's only his second incomplete pass. So finally, the defense is able to do something to disrupt his timing and finally try to get him out of this groove. Just seems like another case of predetermining where the quarterback is going to go with the ball. He had a lot of good route options on that last concept. I think if he just remains a little bit more patient, read the play out, let it unfold, will lead to some easier and better completions.
On third down, Rodgers. He's got his tight end. That's Freiermuth. 18 yards on the connection. Good for a Steeler first down.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all of that, but it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early, the receiver's not ready. If the ball's thrown too late, that's when disaster strikes.
He runs with it, and he'll get this forward for positive yardage as he covers up in the end.
Well, give him some credit. Initially, that looked like it was going to be a sack. He's able to escape the pressure and get away, picks up a little bit of yardage, but at least he avoids taking that shot.
2nd and 7. From the shotgun, it's A-Rob. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down.
It's always a risky decision anytime a quarterback tries to force the ball, especially into those tightly contested areas. Not a lot of daylight, not a lot of room for error. In this case, it just falls simply as an incomplete. But as this game unfolds, better decisions are going to lead to better results.
He'll get this into the hands of Austin. And he will score. Calvin Austin. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A terrific play all the way around, finished off by the receiver, who not only made the grab, but Greg turned it up and takes it into the end zone.
And that's the tricky part, Mike, that transition from receiver to runner. And in this case, he does it flawlessly. Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then get upfield and get yourself in the end zone.
On for the extra point is Boswell. The kick is good. And the Steelers will extend this third quarter lead. Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. This one taken at the 7. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Colts offense and Anthony Richardson getting ready for their next drive. And I want to take you through the highlights here. They have been plentiful from the quarterback position. has the offense running at a high efficiency throughout, and will try to sustain it here down the stretch. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. Throwing is Richardson. He's going to keep it himself. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
We've seen this quarterback have some effective plays with his legs all game today, Mike. He knows when to stay in there and look to pass, but he also knows when it's time to tuck it and go, and he's able to pick up good yardage there.
1st and 10. Here's Taylor. Has midfield to the 45. How about this sequence to start the drive? Back-to-back good gains, 19 for this one.
Finding yourself down here, multiple scores in the second half. The defense is going to give you some friendly run looks, so don't be afraid to mix it in there. But if you're going to find yourself coming back from this deficit, you're going to have to do it primarily through the air with just a little bit of mix of the run.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. A zone read here, and he's going to keep this himself. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
Man, when it works well, the zone read is a thing of beauty. It just adds another dimension to this offense, and if the defense doesn't get a better plan, they're going to continue to do it all day.
Richardson to throw here on 1st and 10. That one complete to Pierce. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start. For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. From the gun, Richardson. And this one is caught by Pierce. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down. Out of a shotgun, Richardson. That is caught, and he's in. Michael Pittman. Touchdown, Colts. Greg, sometimes we say it too often. That was an important drive. That one really felt important for them to edge a little bit closer.
Yeah, now the question is, Mike, yeah, the offense does their job, but can the defense get a stop? They've got to continue to get the ball back to their offense. Let them build on that previous drive because they've still got some work to do.
Not going for 2. They'll kick the point after. He's got it. And the Colts will cut the deficit to 7. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here's Gainwell to return. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Steelers offense and the wideout getting set to go once more. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. So the drive begins with a give to Johnson. And this is going to be a Steelers first down as he's able to get it to the 37-yard line.
Pretty much just more of the same from what we saw with this back in the first half. And he doesn't need much. He gets a little bit of space, and then he can create the rest. It's the combination of patience, vision, and then the burst to hit the hole once he sees it. This guy's been a handful all day.
He'll get about 2. Zaire Franklin that time, there for the tackle. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. From the gun, Rodgers. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
So back and forth they go as we are through 3. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. On 4th down, here's Cameron Johnston to punt for Pittsburgh. Back deep, Anthony Gould. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Richardson. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. On 2nd down, he'll fake the handoff and hold on to it. And he'll take this up, working towards the 1st down mark. He gets 5, but is just a little short of the 1st down.
Good decision by the quarterback. In this situation, all you're looking to do is have a positive play. He decides to pull it, and that's exactly what he's able to do.
Here we go. 3rd and a yard. To throw, it's Richardson. And he's going to have the 1st down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
Critical 3rd down conversion there, Mike. Now brings up a fresh set of downs. You find yourself here trailing in the 4th quarter. They got to go down and score, and they got to score fast.
Line of scrimmage is the 37-yard line for 1st and 10. Richardson will give it to Taylor. And he'll take this up past the 40, a pickup of 5. On second down, Richardson. Quick throw, taken in. And they'll whistle him down, but not before it picks up a first down after a gain of 7. Now it's Taylor. And he'll get back maybe to the line of scrimmage, but probably going to be a loss of a yard here.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings them down for a loss.
Now Herbert. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up third down. Richardson going to look to throw. To the outside, hauled in by Pittman. Remember, he had the touchdown catch the last time they had the football. Here, he's got a first down.
Okay, so now you pick up that first down, Mike, but now there needs to be a sense of urgency. You know you need to score twice. So this one, ideally for the offense, results in a touchdown. But either way, this first score of the 2 needed needs to be fast, because you need every possession you can here late in the fourth quarter.
They'll try the zone read on 1st and 10. The ball comes out. One of the Steelers has it. Still on the move. And he returns this all the way. Touchdown, Steelers. And a terrific play for the defense to come up with the score that, Greg, extends their lead and really hurts the offense's momentum.
Mike, it's hard enough in this league when you find yourself trailing in the second half to be able to battle yourself back and try to end up winning this game. But when you have turnovers like that, that not only then extend the lead, it just makes that even a taller task.
Boswell now for the extra point. His kick is good. And the Steelers will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. Here comes a return from the 5. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And it's been a struggle all afternoon. The defense done a great job taking him away from his game, taking his weapons away, and he is yet to find anything to lean on in this one. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Now Richardson. Looking middle, and he's got downs. And they're going to mark him down up past the 35.
Things certainly look a little improbable right now, Mike, but I wouldn't say impossible. I think they've got to capitalize on this possession to pick up some points. Every single possession right now is priceless. Points, possessions, and then they got to get some defensive stops.
A give up the middle to Taylor. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Throwing, Richardson. He'll take a deep shot for downs. That to the sideline and intercepted. Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. And the Steelers are going to take over here up near the 40.
And at this point in the game, Mike, we all know one play can be the difference between winning and losing. And now after that poor throw, we'll see, can they capitalize on this extra possession that they just stole?
The Steelers offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. The lead is a couple of touchdowns as this drive kicks off 1st and 10. Three tight ends in the game to start the drive. And on this first down, it's Johnson. Nice job finding the seam. Gain of about 9. Just a yard short of that first down. A good spot here. 2nd and a yard. To throw is Rodgers. A throw left side, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Seemed to me from up here, Mike, that he really locked in on that guy. He told himself, I'm going to give my guy a chance to go compete for this ball. But anytime he enters such a crowded area, it usually means if he works through his progression, there's an easier throw somewhere on the field. Instead, he tries to fit it in and just wasn't able to quite make the completion.
Pickup of 11 yards on that one. That's a Steeler first down.
2-possession lead, 4th quarter. This is the time, Mike, when you really can rely heavily on your run game. Everybody in the stadium knows you're going to run it, including the defense. They just can't come up with an answer to stopping it.
A-Rod now to throw on first down. There's a short one caught by Freiermuth. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. They face 2nd down and 7. Here's Johnson. And he'll get this ahead. Gain of about 4. And it leads to 3rd down. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. 10 yards for number 10 on that one, and it's 1st and 10.
That might end up being the backbreaker right now. This defense desperately needed to get off the field and give their offense a chance to cut into this 2-score lead. But instead, they now got to defend a fresh set of downs. And as you look up at this clock, they might be running out of time.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. A run here with Johnson. And he takes it down to the 15-yard line.
So when you're evaluating the impact of a team's run game, Mike, I think it's important at the end of the game to look back and say, okay, how many yards did they run for? But more importantly, when did those yards come? Did I run for those yards in the 4th quarter, which typically means I had to lead? That's the sign of a successful run game, as opposed to getting a lot of meaningless yards early in the game.
Over the middle, Metcalf has it. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. A give, and here's Johnson. This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
You know at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on third down? Or do they play it safe and keep running the clock by keeping the ball on the ground?
And they're going to get him down close to the marker. Was he able to reach the ball out? He did. Great spot and a great run. First down, first and goal.
Wow, a little change of play call here, and that's typically not what we see at this down and distance. That's typically a passing down, Mike, but they catch the defense off guard, keep the ball on the ground, and they're able to pick up enough for the first down.
They send Freiermuth, the tight end, in motion. And the back judge throws the flag. He looks at the ball, looks at the clock. Clock says 0. That's a delay of game.
Still first down.
Now it is first and goal. On the give, it's Johnson. Marked down at the 6. So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. Here's another shot from the 6 at second and goal. One more time with Johnson. Stopped at the 6, and that sets up third and goal. They'll try to run, and it's Johnson. And he can only get about half of what he needed. Down to the 3, and now it is fourth and goal. Here comes Chris Boswell to try a field goal. This about as short as you can get. Another one through the uprights. He's 4 for 4 on the game. And the Steelers will extend their lead.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
Back out is Boswell following the field goal. He'll send this one away. He fields it at the 8. A good return as he takes it across the 30. So now, out comes the offense, led by their quarterback as they take over once again. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with a way to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those into big plays. Set to go now on first and 10. Richardson to throw. That one into the hands of Downs. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up second and 5. Here's Richardson. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
That's one of those plays where you come off the field, Mike, and you're getting a lot of high fives. Hey, good job. But then that secondary's coach pulls you over to the side and says, hey, nice play. But next time, let's come away with the pick.
Third and 5. Richardson. Open man, right side. He's got it. And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on third down.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on third down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
Quick throw here is complete. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules, and the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this.
Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down. The Colts will signal for their third and final timeout, and they'll stop it with a little over 30 left in the game. So, backed up after the sack, and now it's third and long. Now, Richardson. That is incomplete. And here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's fourth down.
I think he predetermined that third down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
And that is incomplete, but there is a flag down. It's fourth down, so this is a very big call. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So this one, a win for the visiting Steelers. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, they got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did, and that was the difference in this one. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long, everyone.